What's going on, everyone? You're listening to Bull Central here. Hope you're all doing well. So before I get into today's video, if you didn't catch my last upload from earlier, feel free to check it out. It didn't actually get a ton of traction, and I suspect it was because I uploaded the video shortly before the start of the Bulls preseason game today, so it didn't really see a lot of traffic as a result. So I'll link it here, and I'll also leave it in the description below. But the video was another edition of Chicago Bulls hot takes, and ironically enough, one of the hot takes was around Coby White and how one fan that I found on Twitter felt that Coby White was a better player than Trae Young. Of course, as much as I love Coby, I emphasize that, he wasn't even close to the level that Trae Young is, at least at this point in time in their careers. And then, of course, Coby decides to go off in the Bulls preseason win with 27 points, shooting 5 for 8 from 3 with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. So, hey, if my take motivates Coby to become a better player than Trae Young, I'm all for it. Hope we continue to see this kind of play going into the regular season from Coby. Of course, Zach LaVine had a LaVine-type night. He balled out with 24 points on 9 for 14 shooting in 25 minutes. I have to say, LaVine looks locked and ready for this season. He's ready to prove all of the doubters, which I know that I'm one of those to an extent. I would absolutely love to see LaVine break out and become that franchise player that we're really all hoping for him to be. Patrick Williams also got the start today, which Billy Donovan has continued to say to not read into his lineups and rotations in the preseason as he's still evaluating the roster and what he wants to do. But it is noteworthy, that he trusts in the rookie to get quality playing time, even if it is in the preseason. He had a solid game as well, 13 points on 6 for 9 shooting, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks. I continue to be impressed by this kid. I just hope that it continues going into the regular season. Chandler Hutchinson actually had a solid game. He played 26 minutes, had 11.7 rebounds, and a couple of blocks and a couple of steals, so really great defensively. I mean, that's one of the things that people have kind of relied on or hoped for in Chandler Hutchinson, and really being a quality defensive player. I know that some people likened him to Scottie Pippen, which I think is ridiculous, but from a defensive standpoint, that is kind of what we were hoping for, what we're expecting from him. I've said it before, this is a critical season for Hutchinson. He really needs to stay healthy and show that he is a critical player in this rotation. And guys, the team as a whole shot 54% from the field. Granted, they did play, what is likely going to be one of the worst teams in the league. I mean, the Thunder are clearly in a complete rebuild, full tank mode with the pieces they traded away and all the draft picks they acquired in the offseason. And on top of that, it's still preseason, so we have to take the Bulls' performance overall with a grain of salt. But it is good to see some of these younger guys playing well together, looking fit and ready and energized to start the season. But I think the bigger thing we need to address is what is going on with Wendell Carter Jr. Lauri Markkanen has still continued to struggle a bit in the preseason, especially when it comes to his three-point shooting, but he's still looking all right in other areas of his play. I like that he is still being strong on the boards, playing more inside and posting up players, just not something we saw last year under Boylen, where he was just mainly a catch and shoot type player. But Wendell, I mean, I had high hopes for this guy this season, and let me be clear, I still do, because the season hasn't even started yet. But we really need to see some improvement from him. In training camp, he talked about how, we are going to see a different Wendell this season. Well, yeah, in a way we kind of are, because this isn't, the Wendell that we're used to seeing. He just hasn't been as aggressive as I would like to see him on the defensive end. Granted, he was a little bit better tonight than he was in the first 2 games, but still 0 for 3 shooting from 3-point range, 6 points, 6 rebounds. I just need to see more from our starting center and a former number 7 overall pick. This is Wendell's year to shine. You know, his first 2 seasons, he was hampered with injuries, which really stunted his growth. He didn't have great coaches as he started out his rookie season with Fred Hoiberg, and then halfway through the year, Hoiberg was fired, and then he had Boylan as his head coach. He's fully healthy now. He's got a new coach who is great with young players, and after this season, he's due for an extension based on his rookie contract as we head into the summer. So it's on him to prove to the franchise and the fan base that he's ready to take this challenge head on in being an up-and-coming big man in this league and being a critical piece to the Bulls' future and their overall growth. Like I said, I do still think Wendell will turn it around, and my hope is these initial preseason games where he has been underperforming will in a way light a fire under him, you know, to completely just dial in and show the fans what he's made of. Because the potential is there with Wendell. I mean, we saw that in his rookie season before he got injured. He just has to dig deep and find that motivation to play his absolute best at all times. Let me know what you guys think though. You know, are you guys concerned about Wendell and his overall performance going into the season? Or do you think it's nothing really to worry about, at least at this point in time, and that he's going to turn it around? I know some of you in the comments have been talking about how, you know, Wendell is soft and we just really need to trade him. I'm not going to go that far just yet, but like I said, I'm going to continue having a hard time defending him if he keeps playing the way that he does. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, be sure to subscribe if you're a Bulls fan. Go check out my last video if you missed it, and I will catch you guys in the next one.